This is Garage LA, Garage Latino. We don't talk about football here.
We don't talk about golf, no.
We are two Latino gearheads,
David
y Ricardo, that are lucky to test the latest cars for you.
So you can make a better decision when you are ready to buy, but there is more.
Since we are Latinos and we have more than 50 years doing this, we have our own opinions and don't have pelos en la lengua to be nice for the sake of it.
News, opinions, and our verdict, Latino styles on things on wheels, y al que no le guste, que se chingue.
Garage Latino on Believe Network starts now. Welcome back, my friends. This is Ricardo from Los Angeles Garage LA. Remember, now you can find us also at labest.com, the Los Angeles Guide, and of course you can find us on YouTube and Facebook. We don't talk about football, we don't talk about baseball, we don't talk about tennis and golf, maybe, because according to our friend who is coming on board, David Lohi.
Hello, and hi, Ricardo. Yes, we may speak
occasionally talk
of golf, but not the PGA type. We're talking, if we talk about golf, is the BW type, and especially if it's graced by the letters GTI afterwards and after the golf name, and in that exact order that I described. So golf, it's a possibility.
It's
Football
a possibility.
And baseball, no.
Remember, Garage Latino is broadcasted through the Believe Network in the United States, and you can download the podcast of Garage Latino through Spotify or find us at Believe.com. David, we are all enthusiasts of the car. We like cars. We like to drive cars, and something that, if you like sports cars, the sound of the car is so important.
That intoxicating sound.
Exactly. And not only for you, I mean, it's good to wake up all your neighbors 3 o'clock in the morning, with the loud exhaust.
I've done it.
I mean, we all done that, right? But looks like now they're not going to let us do that anymore. Why?
Oh, okay. So now in Garage LA, we are welcoming you to the news of the weird section. So in our news of the weird section, yes, well, it seems that now in Florida they are going to start finding noisy drivers, and we are not talking that noisy in the sense that they may be on their smartphones blabbering, at high volumes. It actually is meant for the people who are playing their stereos or the sound systems at a very high volume.
But David, I have to say that sometimes I do have an issue with that because, a sound on a V12, a Ferrari sound, a Mustang, V8, even an Acura sound 4-cylinder, those are music to my ears. But I don't like some types of music, and sometimes when I get these loud, the people with these loud speakers on the freeway with the windows down, it can be a little bit of annoying, though.
Oh yes, it is plenty annoying. As a matter of fact, I have found that the music that these drivers are blasting or blaring through their through their sound systems can be inspiring. And it does inspire me to leave the heck out. So right. Yes, the thing is that there's a lot of people who think that they're very cool and they're listening to the most annoying music, and they seem to think that their duty is to share that music with everybody around them. That's truly annoying.
Part of the regulation that I think it's a little bit confusing is that they're going to have 25 feet, they're going to measure, the sound 25 feet. I mean, there's some pickup trucks that are already 20 feet long.
No, but I think that you're being overly generous with the term measured, Ricardo, because it may or may not happen. Because to measure the sound level, you would need a sound level that measures the decibels.
Right.
But right now, it's unclear whether the hearing of the officer who is giving the fine is going to be enough, if they're going to measure it using an actual meter. So
I
measuring
think I think I
maybe
think also the
a
kind of
very
music.
generous term.
I think the kind of music also could make a difference with the policeman at that moment. If they don't like what they're listening to, I can see. Anyway, this could be controversial because again, I mean I understand it, but because there have to be some social responsibility. I mean, you can be annoying people because it is annoying to be. It's okay if
Yes,
you're in
but
your house.
Ricardo, this is not like your noisy neighbors who are doing a barbecue on Saturday night. This is something that is a little more serious than that. And the problem is that you have if you have your music blasting through your sound system at very high volumes,
Right.
it does tend to isolate you from traffic
Yeah. Oh,
and
definitely. Yeah. Yeah.
from your surroundings.
And
What
now
if
you're not.
there's an ambulance approaching?
Yeah. 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 And you're not paying attention to what's going on.
Yeah,
But
you will
let's.
not notice. For example, if you're at a railroad crossing, you would have to be pretty stupid to go through a railroad crossing without noticing that there's a train approaching. But however, as stupid as this may sound, it has happened. So
It, it,
that
it
is a
happens. I
problem.
saw it today. I saw an 18 wheeler. I looked up, and the guy is wearing big headphones while driving the truck. And I'm thinking, this guy is insane. I mean, he is completely out of what's going on around. But
Yeah,
anyway,
so
let's
it's a safety issue mostly.
let's switch the subject to something that I thought I'm thinking. I've been thinking all day because I just drove this very very nice car. I have to say, I like driving, and this company at one point it was considered to be the Japanese BMW. Definitely, they put a lot of emphasis on suspension and chassis dynamics, and definitely the Zoom Zoom brand. The Mazdas always had these sedans that were really nice to drive, but now since they're moving to have only trucks and crossovers and so forth, we
As
only.
the rest of the manufacturers, Ricardo.
Right, right. We only have the Miata and now the Mazda 3. That this hatchback I thought was really nice to drive. I'm very pleased. And the color of this car, I mean, the paint, definitely they're taking the brand towards some kind of premium, maybe. I don't want to say luxury, but it's pretty close.
Well, Ricardo, I would say that they are moving to the entry level category because when you're talking about premium, there's all levels of premium. So you have something that's really premium, very fancy like Rolls. Then you have something that isn't as fancy as BMW, and then you will have other brands like Acura, etc. So the intention or the drive that Mazda is having is going for the entry level premium category, and I think it's a nice effort because on one hand they are still keeping their vehicles as fun as always and entertaining. They have this Sky Active suite of technologies. Not only Sky Active is not only meant for the powertrain, that's also meant for the structure of the vehicle,
Right.
etc. They're making the whole car work as a unit. So
And they're
Mazda
making
is
and they're
being
definitely, yeah, they're making an effort to really maximize what you got. But in the case of the Miata, I mean, that car is lightweight, and they have looked at everything that they're everywhere that they could take a pound here or half a pound from the hood, from
Ricardo,
the lights.
the MX-5
Yeah,
glove
the
box,
MX-5. Yeah,
bye bye, no
yeah,
glove box.
yeah,
You
yeah,
only
yeah.
have that box behind you between the seats.
Right,
The
right.
spare
So
tire, bye bye.
I think it's clever because it kind of maximizes everything. Now, like I said, I'm very satisfied with the Mazda 3. Is a car that I will recommend. I love the red color, and I like the
Soul red.
dynamics. I like how the car drives. It's super smooth, and the 2.5 turbo really has plenty of horsepower. Now, within the brand itself, we can see this movement through they used to be the 5, the 3, the 5, and so forth, and now is the CX30 and the CX50 coming up, and I think soon will be the CX90 replacing the CX9.
Of course.
They're all sort of crossover SUVs. Definitely, Mazda. It's only about barely 2% of the sales of when you compare all the manufacturers. So it's sort of almost a niche, I would say. It's a small part of the American market, but their cars are very reliable. They're well designed, and the interior of the CX-9 I still think is one of the best interiors, regardless of the car pricing.
Yes, and for example, if you take the 3, I think the interior is very nice because the material soft touch all over. You look at the aluminum grills for the Bose speakers. That looks very flattering, very very nice, and the car does feel good. So they are going for a more upscale feel when it comes to the interior. And for example, the CX-9, you can look at the wood, that it's hand polished or hand formed, and it's open pore, and not you can see the veneer of the wood, which is really nice and very modern. But Mazda is definitely pushing to a higher level, entry level, premium. But they're not forgetting at all what makes that they are meant for drivers who like actually like driving.
Yeah, and that makes a big difference. I mean, you drive a Corolla, and you drive, you drive the Corolla hatchback, and you drive the Mazda 3, and definitely you're enjoying driving the Mazda. That's for sure. Overall, I can see that in United States, which United States counts for about 30% of the total Mazda production worldwide, it's definitely just maintaining only, as I see it moving forward, pretty much only the crossovers and SUVs. We don't have the Mazda 2s anymore. We don't have a lot of the cars that the company makes. They're available in Asia, Japan, and of course in Europe. But I don't know what's the next step for the MX-5, because they have done everything with that car, and I don't see what that new redesign could be. But you have your hands up, so you need to go to the restroom.
It is being said that the successor to the Mazda 6 is going to be made. I hope that it reaches America. That means the US and Mexico, because that vehicle, I hear great things. Rear-wheel drive. So it's going to be very interesting. Hope that we get it.
Yeah, I think it will be a nice platform. David, how do we find you in YouTube?
Type Autos and Gear, no spaces, on the YouTube search bar, and it'll take you straight to my channel. And you can get a laugh or two, and maybe even practice your Spanish.
Yeah, no, more than that, I think it's important to understand, before you buy, cars today are not cheap anymore. I mean, your average car price now is around $35,000. The price of the car has gone up a lot, and unfortunately, a lot of people, when they go to the dealership to buy a car, they fall in love with something, and then a couple of weeks later they realize, oh, I'm uncomfortable, or I don't have trunk space, or I'm having a warranty issue. Which, that's something that we can talk a lot. I mean, the quality in the cars today is not what it used to be. And when we read that report last week that new cars are not as good as 2019, and you go like, wait, what happened?
They're talking about being just as reliable as they were in 1986, which the 80s are considered the malaise era of the automotive industry,
right,
because everybody was adapting to front-wheel drive.
Yeah. So that's scary, that you said, I'm going to pay a premium. I'm going to pay 10% more of the sticker, right, price. And then on top of that, you might get something that you're having some problems. I mean, what's happened with the quality throughout the industry, it's amazing. I mean, nameplates that we take for granted being good cars, and maybe are not anymore. But anyway, we'll leave that for the next
and it's sad
show.
Because, for example, back then, the most powerful Chrysler that you could have was a Dodge Daytona Turbo Z, which was based on the K car, and now we have the Hellcat. So it was a depressing era, but turns out that the new cars are being just as problematic as the ones made back then.
And for that reason, you need to watch David's videos, so you can find out which ones are really worth it and which ones you may have to question and visit some other dealership. So thank you, David. Remember, everyone, you can download the podcast from Garage LA through the Believe Network, and also you can find us on Spotify. So don't go, we'll be right back.
Duraloop es un tratamiento especial para que el aceite no pierda sus propiedades. Duraloop reduce la sedimentación de las partículas nocivas que dañan al motor. Duraloop disminuye la temperatura interna del motor y la fricción de los metales. Duraloop, para que el motor dure más.